Ladies and gentlemen, Pimpmunk!
Good morning, weirdos. It's Wednesday. It's November 18th of 2020. We don't know where Shab is, but we have Marilyn, so it's all better. Doesn't really matter. And we got Red Eye. And we got Bulls.
Shab's
so
fired.
who needs Shab?
All right.
Yep,
You're
fired.
fired.
He's no biscuit right now, so.
Yep. We have no biscuit. No biscuit. I tried to get a hold of him. I think he's sleeping. I know he was up pretty late, probably playing Among Us or something. I don't remember what it was. I saw some notification come through my phone at like 3 a.m. So that's probably where he is.
He's also hitting some pretty exotic sounding substances too on stream with some fancy schmancy names. Yeah.
He did. He had a Scarlet something or other. And Mandarin cookie something. I don't remember. Even Spec says Shab was up late last night, so he's probably asleep right now.
Yeah, he's so fired.
He's super fired.
Yep.
Anyways, how have you guys been? It's been a minute since we've had either Marilyn or Red Eye on.
I'm all right. How you going, Marilyn?
I've been doing all right. I've been really working on my music. I'm super close to putting my first song out, which is really exciting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm also starting my own stream on YouTube and Twitch. I'm going to do some gaming streams. So
I saw you were going to start being a gamer girl. That's super cool.
Honestly, like, I always liked video games, and, like, my sister, Jamie, she would always, like, teach me when I was younger, and, like, I don't know, I just never could get into it with her, but now that, like, I've been playing video games more with Marshall, like, I'm just so into them, and, like, I can't, like, you can't rip me away from video games right now. I'm, like, a nerd. So
that's awesome.
So, yes, I'm like, okay, how can I, like, make this somewhat productive? So I was like, I'll just stream it and, you know, like, have some fun with it. So I'm excited, because otherwise I'll be sitting there wasting my time playing video games by myself.
Yeah. I was never, like, a huge video game person when I was a kid. Like, my brother was really into it, so we had all, like, the video games. It wasn't until that, I don't even know if you would know what this is because you're such a baby. The Nintendo 64 007 game with the golden gun. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it's called.
You're talking about it's GoldenEye is what it is, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be it. Thank you, honey.
Yeah, I think.
I just remember you had to, like, game. Run around and find the gun.
I remember that.
That was what got me into video games.
That's cool. Yeah.
Wasn't there a part of that game where it was like? I just want to make sure I have the same game in mind. It was the one where there's part of it's in the ice in the Arctic.
Yeah, it's like, basically the first FPS on a console that had multiplayer split screen, and it just broke the mold of shitty console games, and they made it. Yeah, it was. We used to waste thousands of hours of our fucking lives on that. We'd play it before we went out to the nightclubs, like have a round robin of, like, basically Thunderdome. And I was actually really fucking good at that game back in the day.
It's funny you mentioned...
One of the few games I could play.
It's funny you mentioned Thunderdome, because guess who did the soundtrack for GoldenEye? Tina Turner.
Yep.
Really?
Yes. Go look up the theme song to GoldenEye, and it's Tina Turner. So.
Interesting.
I was unaware. I don't think I know any of Tina Turner music actually, except for that that one song that I would only know it's Tina Turner if I heard it, because I couldn't tell you what it is. I know she just got beat up a lot. That's all I really know about Tina Turner.
Well, yeah, because Ted Turner's a dick. Yeah.
In
Ted or is it
Australia,
Ike?
you guys familiar with the song
not
Nutbush? You guys familiar with the song Nutbush City Limits? It's ancient, but it's fucking really popular in Australia. Like, to this day, if you play it in a nightclub, people will get up and do the Nutbush City Limits dance. It's like, how is this possible?
That's what it is. What's love got to do with it?
That's
Thank
like
you,
the
Damien.
Macarena and all songs that have little dances associated with them. For Canadians, we freak the fuck out. It doesn't matter how old they are, how recent they are. We will freak the fuck out, and we will go all out and start dancing.
I remember when the Macarena came out. My mom would be driving the car trying to do the Macarena, and I'd be like, "Drive! Put your hands on the wheel, you weird woman!"
Aussies like to interact with live shows. For instance, there's a band called The Angels. If you like AC/DC, you might be familiar with them. Now, they had this song, basically it was called Am I Ever Going to See Your Face Again? And the crowd would reply, no way, get fucked, fuck off. So it was really good. The dude would go, am I ever going to see your face again? And the crowd would just be screaming, no way, get fuck off.
That's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, that's just crowd interaction in Australia is big. Pantera were good too. As soon as they lobbed up on stage, Pantera could lob plastic cups half full of beer, 50 metres, and people were catching them and not spilling a drop. Those guys were physics professors when it come to launching beers. I've never seen anything fucking like it in my life. It was unbelievable.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, they had a tray wheeled out, and it had fucking 50 cups lined up with beers already poured, and they were just fucking grabbing them and tossing them, and they'd go on these huge arcs, and dudes were just catching them and nailing the beer, and it was fucking epic. So funny.
That's really cool.
The physics aren't working in my head.
It's something you have to do. Let me put it this way. It's something you'd have to do very carefully and calculated.
Yeah,
right, and doing that in the middle of a concert with 20,000 screaming fans, and you're sweaty with a microphone in your ear. That seems like the least concentrating, inducing area.
Oh, and this was 1994, far beyond driven, so Pantera were fucking loaded. So by the time they got out on stage, normal people would pass out and lose consciousness and probably their lives from the amount of illicit substances being taken by that band.
Yeah, they weren't exactly the poster child for Dare, were they?
No.
Phil's just a mess. Rex, apparently, if he even looks at alcohol, his liver's going to go, or his kidneys are going to explode. One of those two organs are literally self-destructing. And as you know, Dime and Vinny are both... Well, Dime got killed, sadly, and Vinny passed away recently, so that dude was a fucking machine on drums. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for drummers.
Those guys put on really good live shows, and I don't know these days if crowd interaction's a really big thing, like it used to be.
I don't think these days they're a big thing at all. I don't even think there's concerts going on right now.
Yeah, right now, no,
but before, yeah, even over here, interaction was a huge part of the shows.
I think a lot of that depends on the band and the genre, though.
That's true.
There's certain bands where women just want to take off their shirts and show their tits, right? I've been to concerts like that. Aerosmith was like that. There was people smoking weed and God knows what else in the audience, and people getting half naked all the way through Aerosmith concert, going nuts when Love in an Elevator played, basically.
Well, apparently when the Beatles did their first big tours, they'd rock up and play stadiums, and PA systems weren't a thing, so they were trying to mic up the Beatles through, say, the baseball field's public address system where they call the ball game, and you couldn't hear the fucking music. All you could hear was screaming women, and apparently there was like a constant cloud of panties being thrown up at the air at the stage. And that's the fucking Beatles. Like, they were just ripping their knickers straight off and tossing them straight at the stage. It's like, yeah, all right. Yeah, a job in rock and roll sounds pretty fucking good to me at this point.
Yes.
Sign me up.
There's a lot of people that had that thought.
I've been watching a lot of this one channel. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because it goes with the concert thing. There's this channel on YouTube called the Tiny Desk Concert. I don't know if that's the actual channel name, but if you look up Tiny Desk Concert, they get all different kinds of genres, all different types of people, and they do like these little intimate live performances where it's like just them, like the singer or the band or whoever, and a camera and a mic and just themselves. Like there's no big audience, and you just see them like create music, and it's like a really fun experience to like watch them do it and then hear them perform as well.
That's really cool.
There's another show where there's a list of songs put out, and they invite bands on, and the later you come on in the year, the smaller the list is. So Gwar got Carry On My Wayward Son, and they fucking nailed it. Like, it was really well done. And I've seen them in that Small Office one too, and it was an interesting sort of little mini gig for Gwar. It's basically all of these, they're dressed up in all of their shit and crammed into this office play, and it was fucking hilarious.
You love that band.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how to pronounce that band.
Gwar.
Gwar.
Yep.
Is that what it is? Gwar.
Apparently, if I remember how it started, it was a bunch of university students that had to do some sort of project for economics, believe it or not, and they come up with the idea of marketing the band and stuff, and they did. And if you go back, you can see them on Jerry Springer in the Wayback Machine from fucking like the 80s and 90s. And they really hammered up, and people believed that they were legit, and they were just totally just fucking with people. It's like, it was, if you go back and look at it, they sacrifice people on stage. Like, they'll do effigies of different politicians and basically behead them and gut them and do all sorts of shit to them, feed them to the world maggot. Gwar are just a fun band. I think it's
weird.
It's fucking weird music, and they talk about some of their subject matter is quite. One of their songs is about how he fucked a midget and got AIDS.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was just gonna say the effigy thing was weird.
Oh, you should see some of the costumes they wear.
Well, just because, like, in other countries and shit, like, I know it's common to make, like, I don't know if it's paper mache, but, like, some sort of effigy out of, like, the politician or whatever it is, and then, like, beat it up or set it on fire.
Yeah, I know. They literally gut them and set up all effects so there's blood and squirting out of them and stuff, and behead them, and it's quite hilarious. It's totally over dramatized, and it's a bit of fun. But they've killed just about every world leader. When they go on tour, they'll just, whoever's the prime minister or the leader of that country, they're probably going to get decapitated and gutted live on stage by Gwar. That's just what they do.
I think it's weird that over in other countries, like, that's totally okay to do, but if you did that here in America, it would be like a sign of terrorism or something.
Oh no, they've been doing it in the States for fucking decades.
Well, look what happened to that one chick who had the effigy of Trump's head, right?
Oh,
yeah.
what's her
Remember
name?
Kathy
Griffin.
Kathy Griffin, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Kathy
there was a bit of a difference there. You can pretty well see Gwar at a rock and roll concert on stage in the middle of a gig doing that, where she was making a pretty definitive political statement, personal, like putting it out there. And
I'm not saying I'm not saying she wasn't fucked in the head, but
Yeah, and you've got that thing in America where if you even insinuate a threat to the president and you're an American citizen, you can potentially have a knock on the door from Secret Service going, listen, don't threaten the president. That's bad.
Don't do that. That's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Eminem got that once. Secret Service showed up at Eminem's house.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was after. A song that he put out. It was. Can't remember what album it was, but it was during the time he put out like White America, and all those songs.
Yeah.
It was back a bit, but yeah, Secret Service showed up at his house, or maybe it was
so
for Trump. I can't remember. It was either for Trump or.
I never knew
Not
that.
Obama,
That's
but the one
hilarious.
before Obama.
Bush?
Yeah, like, seriously,
That's Bush.
if Pimp and I were sitting on a show, I could rip jokes out about assassinating a certain entity in America. I'm not going to go there, but if Pimp said the same joke, he would get a visit from the Secret Service. That's just how it fucking works. If you even insinuate a threat, it doesn't matter if it's a joke or not. They don't like that. They take it quite seriously. But if I'm not a US citizen and I'm halfway around the world, that it's not really much of a problem for
The
them.
only other place I know of where it's like that badly is like North Korea and Taiwan.
Saudi
Which I
Arabia.
think is weird.
Yeah, remember that journalist? He went to visit some officials in Saudi Arabia, and they basically he left in pieces.
Oh yeah, that one. But like
yeah.
I know, I'm
In
just talking
Russia?
about like normal citizens. Like I don't know. I don't think you guys heard the story yet about what I found out about the king of Thailand.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Marilyn heard it. This dude is like, he's supposed to be the king, right? Like his dad ruled for like 70 years and the whole country loved him. And then the dad died, so then the son took over. But the son is like the least like kingly dude you've ever like. He's not even in Thailand. He's in Germany with like a harem of women covered in fake giant tattoos, wearing crop tops and sports bras out everywhere as his like shirt. It's really weird. But if they hear you talk badly about him, you can go to jail for 30 years.
Oh yeah, Thailand,
And-
several countries in Asia. Like
And
that.
they disappear you too, like the whole
Yeah,
disappearing
there's
thing.
there's some of them called they call them the disappeared.
Oh, look,
They've only found 2 of them, and when they found them, they were in the river and their legs were broken and they were gutted and their stomachs were full of cement.
right.
So,
Have you ever?
he's like a Kardashian in Japan, in Germany
Yeah.
or wherever,
Right.
and you are in a river with a belly full of cement.
He's a bit of an amateur. I'll take you back to when I was growing up, and there was this an organisation, I'll call them the Khmer Rouge, right, from Cambodia. Have you ever heard of the Killing Fields?
I've heard of them in
Yes.
Texas.
There's a movie about it, and it's fucking legit. And if you want to get horrified, go and learn about what happened in fucking Cambodia and the Khmer Rouge and what they did. They basically went, everybody, because the country was modernising, and this crazy fucker took over and he went, everybody get the fuck out of the cities. You're all farmers again. Fuck ya.
Isn't
And
this-
then they killed a lot of fucking people, and I mean a fucking lot of fucking people.
well,
I think
then
I'm
there's
thinking
like
of
Uganda. Remember the Last King of Scotland, the movie?
Oh
Yep.
Jesus, yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah. There's
All over the
he
world.
kills his ex-wife for speaking against him. I guess she's his ex, more like his dead wife, because he cut her up into pieces and put her on display to scare someone else, to scare a reporter into silence, basically.
Well,
That's so crazy.
Scary shit like that. Scary.
Landon was in a certain place when a certain person, Robert Mugabe, took power, and he was in a hotel, and he was close enough to hear what Mugabe did. Well, this is what Mugabe did. He did not fuck around. He got all of the politicians at the stadium, and then the army just was standing around the whole lot of them, and he basically selected roughly half of them and executed them
on screen.
and then the other half went,
Guys, Pimp wants me to remind you that if we hit the goal of $150 today, there will be a Friday show, and Pimp will be here for it.
Ooh.
So if you want to see Pimp this week, start spin.
Yes.
Goal's 150.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you, Shabisky?
Hey, babe.
Oh, shabby.
Did you
join us?
Did you get enough beauty sleep there?
I don't know. Am I pretty enough?
Someone with sleepyhead?
Good answer. Good answer, by the way.
Are you a Steve?
I got a tingly feeling in my balls, and I really had to take care of it this morning. Sorry.
He rubbed one out. I knew it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
That's not professional. You're supposed to be a professional streamer.
Hey, it's supposed to do that on stream.
Yeah, seriously, you should have had it. You should. What's that fucking new place called where everyone goes to show all of their junk? Yeah, you should have started.
Neuter bait.
Yeah, neuter. You should have started up a slut space page and basically charge people to come on there and watch your fat. What are you doing?
I'm opening up a neuter bait
Yeah,
so I can get rid of my tingly feeling.
No, I'm starting up a
Fuck
new
yeah.
website just for you. It's going to be called
I know
Slut
some
Space.
girls that make 10 grand a month going on there and letting dudes watch them fuck themselves.
Rub one out. That's what we're going to say.
Basically, rub one out in the
out.
girl way.
Yeah.
Rub one out for girls, but
Rub the
they're
beat.
getting like 9-10 grand a month.
What the hell?
I mean,
Where's my 9-10 grand a month?
So,
The
I don't
fuck?
know why this is rocket science.
What are we doing on this show? Let's head over to my new website, Slut Space, and get to work.
Oh damn! Get the
Oh,
loot.
Shab, you should make your own website and call it Only Shabs.
Only Shabs, yeah.
That's fucking perfect.
Oh yeah. Everyone can see me when I get my tingly feeling. That'd be awesome.
I would. You can share the moment.
You don't know, man.
Hi.
You're making fun of John Morgan too. That's what he said to us a long time ago. He doesn't masturbate too often, but when he does it because he has this tingly feeling in his balls.
He's like asexual, so he doesn't feel the desire to have sex. Like, it's just not like a thing for him, I guess. But obviously, being a man, like, you still have to like empty that every once in a while. Shit gets backed up in there.
Well,
So-
it doesn't.
When
though.
the tingle feeling
take
comes.
it'll take care of itself if you don't take care of it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, this is how Gene explained it. When the tingly feeling comes, then he knows it's time to do that for the month.
When the tingly feeling comes, he knows it's time for him to come.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not a virgin, though, Bill Hicks. Surprisingly, he's had sex multiple times with a few different women. That is what he said. That is what he told us.
Well, I think he meant bitches.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what he meant.
They weren't human.
No comment.
I'm not touching that.
I almost drool.
I feel bad for John's neighbor's dogs. Poor puppies.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah. For legal reasons, I have to say allegedly.
That's correct.
John Morgan's gonna sue me
You might.
if I don't.
See, in Australia, you can cover yourself by saying things like, in my opinion, and then you just say your shitty statement, and most of the time that keeps you in the clear, legally in a grey area, but usually the judge will go, yeah, well, it's just an opinion. That's why I've got a shirt that says, in my opinion, Clive Palmer is a fatty McFuckhead. And he was actually going to sue Friendly Geordies, the YouTuber, about that. So Friendly Geordies went, yeah, well, let's really push the point. How about I release a T-shirt with that on it as well? And he did, and I bought one for Landon and one for me.
That's awesome. think you should get a shirt, Shab, that says Fatty McFuckface, just because that's awesome to say.
Yeah. I'll get one against Leafy's here or something. In my opinion,
Leafy's here is a Fatty McFuckface.
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
Oh,
That's my
Leafy
opinion.
alone.
That's my
You
opinion.
could.
Leafy got. But poor Leafy got cancelled. Come on, don't cancel Leafy.
Poor
I
guy.
like Leafy. I don't know why you pick on him.
Stop it, Missy.
Oh,
Okay.
have you ever seen iDubbbz's content cop on Leafy? It's very fucking brutal and really fucking
I
funny.
know. I'm not saying that he's a good person. Never said he was a good person. I just said I like him.
Dude, Red Eye, since you know iDubbbz is, you know Max Mofo?
Yes, I'm aware of Max and what's the other channel he does where they do other how to.
Cold One?
Yeah, no, there's another one where he does How To Basic. That's it. That's fucking fucked up, that
yeah.
channel. How To Basic.
Yeah, I feel like that guy is like Australian. I think.
Yeah, he is. Max Mofo is. He's Aussie.
Yeah.
No, not him, but yeah, Max Mofo is Australian too, I think. Yeah, but he came and played some Jackbox with us a couple weeks ago. It was crazy.
Okay.
He did.
He's a mad Pokemon card collector too.
Max Mofo.
Yeah, that's what he came through on first was his Pokemon account. Max Mofo Pokemon.
He's a pretty talented, creative guy. If you've seen How To Basic, apparently that's him as well. And
Wait, really?
yeah, that's him as well. How To
I
Basic.
didn't know that was him.
Yeah, that's him as well. So if you watch all of the egg thing, I've watched
I've
several
seen
videos
that.
of it, and the editing involved. Jesus fucking Christ! It's very artistic and it's pretty funny to watch. And because people click on it thinking, oh, how to cook whatever or How To Basic and whatever it is, but everything always goes wrong about halfway through the video, and he flips out, and then everything gets fucked up, and it's fucking great.
Yeah,
Highly entertaining, very very creative.
like how to update your Xbox, and he's just throwing eggs at it and throwing it in a tub and turn on the tub and then turn on the shower and throw mashed potatoes in there and then step on it and then put it in the toilet and poop on it. And
I
yeah.
made a bunch of fan art for him back when I was a kid.
That's how you update your Xbox.
So that's
Yep.
why my kid's Xbox didn't work for a while.
I'm just
Hey.
I'm waiting for the inevitability that somebody's going to look at that and not realize it's parody and actually try to update their Xbox that way. That's what's
Do a video like
Hey,
doing
Larry.
it step by step. Like, okay,
About putting your fucking iPhone in the microwave to charge it or whatever, and,
Oh,
and
God.
hundreds and hundreds of fucking people
Ah.
nuked their fucking iPhones.
probably
There's
mostly
a
little
reason.
kids.
There's a reason the label on Preparation H says for anal use only. There's a reason for that.
There's that fucking urban, I don't know if it's an urban myth or not, about the guy that bought, what is it, one of those mobile homes, and he's clicked on the cruise control and then
Oh,
walked in
shit,
the
yeah.
back to make some food, and it's driven off the road, and they've got to now put in the fucking, and he sued and he won, and now they've got to put in cruise control is not an automatic pilot, it just means it's a speed control, and they've got to
Only
explain it.
maintains speed. Cruise control doesn't maintain the wheel. It only maintains the
Yeah.
speed. That's just
Well-
stupid. You have to be absolutely retarded to
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Well, here's the thing: in America, the way the law works, if it's not spelt out very clearly, and one could infer, well, if the
We're
urban
so
myth's true, I
happy.
don't know if it's true or not. Yeah,
We're
you
so
guys,
happy.
you guys love taking shit to court. It's like your biggest export is conspiracies, and you love suing the fucking shit out of everything that moves. And if it doesn't move, you will push it,
And
go,
then
I'm
sue
suing
it."
that because it moved.
And then doing it because it moved. Yeah.
Exactly. So like, that rock looked at me funny, and they just say, "Here's some papers, see you in court."
I'm offended by that piece of moss over there.
Oh, dude, King Bong's in the chat. Cool.
I love how fucking offended the entire world is right now, except we were the generation that grew up on fucking South Park.
Honestly,
Oh,
everyone's
God.
really.
It makes
really
no sense to
so
me.
easily offended.
Like, there are some things to get obviously offended by. Like,
Yeah.
I do understand that. Absolutely. But, like, the whole Karen thing, like,
Oh, no.
That's like, don't know. Karens are not allowed to be offended by that. It's just fucking true.
right. Like,
just
it's just,
fucking true.
I'm just
We've
like,
all met that person.
exactly.
Like,
I'm old enough. There used to be a TV show on, and it used to be shown in the UK and Australia and a lot of other countries. And I'm not kidding you. It was called the Black and White Minstrel Show, and the whole thing was just the whole show of it, and nobody was give a shit. And if you tried to air that in 2020, I'm pretty sure the planet would implode from all the fucking ringing and all the people just losing their fucking shit completely. It's just like, oh, okay. And there was another show that it was called Love Thy Neighbour, and it was talked about it before, and the two lead characters was just a black and a white guy, and they just treated each other so horribly. But the wives got along real famously, and they kind of highlighted how stupid racism was. And this shit used to be on TV, so the black guy would call the white guy a nignog and all sorts of horrible, like that. Sorry, yeah. Well, the honky and nignog, they'd call each other constantly. It was just like, how the fuck is this on TV? But yeah, if you tried to put any of this shit on 2020, holy fucking crap.
yeah.
They'd lose their shit. And apparently the latest one on Twitter is they're losing their shit about the Mandalorian's female armor showing boobies a bit.
No, they're not
People-
losing their shit. Anita Sarkeesian is losing her shit because she has become...
Oh, sorry.
She's become
Sorry.
irrelevant, and she has to make some kind of stink to be relevant again.
Is that just Anita doing that? Seriously?
It's the only person I've seen that tweeted that out, but I don't really care. So
Has anyone shown her the character Rey, or maybe Princess Leia, or one of the other strong female characters that have been in Star Wars movies and other spin-off series, just to straighten her out and just go, listen, the ladies have been pretty well represented in the Star Wars for a while now, and actually some of the cartoons, some of the best Jedi were fucking female, so what the fuck is she talking about? It's like she called it a boys club or some shit. It's like, never has been. My 5-year-old cousin Nicole used to, when I was about 8 and I was playing with Star Wars figurines, guess what she used to do? She used to grab the Y-wing fighter and muck around with that, while we had the X-wings. She loved it. Fucking Jesus.
imagine trying to put a show
I
like
don't know, my
All in the
little brother
Family
had
out.
this, like,
Imagine trying to air All in the Family now, though, like as a new show. You could never get away with that. Never.
Nah. What was that character? Archie Bunker?
Archie Bunker, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah, just
Yep.
you're never
Yeah.
gonna have a character like that in today's day and age. Just not.
Imagine Robert Downey Jr. trying to do what was the fucking movie where he did played a African American guy? Was it Rolling Thunder? So it was
I have no
like
idea.
He's,
Oh, Tropic Thunder?
yeah,
Tropic
there you go.
Thunder.
Tropic
that's it.
Thunder, that's it.
Yeah, he played a really fucking good part in that, but if he tried to do that now as an actor, I don't think it'd pass muster publicly in a couple of countries now. I think that a lot of people would be genuinely fucking baying for his blood, and he didn't do it in a disrespectful way. I think he did a fucking fantastic job of that character. Like, he really sold it. It was really good acting.
The fact it was blackface was more a commentary on how stupid racism is than anything else.
Yeah,
It really was.
That's what this show.
But unfortunately, people, especially nowadays, like, they can't see that we're trying, like, that someone's trying to, break that barrier of racism. They're like, oh, well, at first glance, it looks racist, so therefore it's racist. They don't try to dig deeper and see what it's actually about,
That's a context thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just look
Well,
at it.
that show Love Thy Neighbour that had the husbands just constantly battling, but by the end of the show they'd have to cooperate to accomplish something, and the wives would be in the background just showing normal behaviour. It's like the wives, basically the depiction was here's two fucking idiots that are acting in an extremely offensive, racist way towards each other, a black guy and a white guy, both behaving fucking horribly towards each other. And here's a black woman and a white woman who ignore each other's fucking exterior and just treat each other like fucking people and get along famously and basically have to plot to get their husbands to see reason. And that's what each shows, and it just highlights things in society and it just shines a spotlight on it. And when I was about 5, I realised racism's really fucking stupid.
It is.
And it was this show that taught me that lesson. It really did. It's just like, if you get along, you accomplish stuff, and everybody's, you know, gets something. Whereas if you're constantly bickering about superficial shit, and they were like, seriously, they were literally calling each other honky and nignog. That was the two derogatory terms. And fucking, it was a really funny show too. The way they'd portray it was a fucking hilarious show. But if you tried to do that and teach these life lessons and show society what's happening in society, it wouldn't fucking pass. And there was other shows too from the UK that used to portray Jamaicans. There was a really good show that portrayed a Jamaican family and their struggles trying to fit into UK society, and they used to touch on racism and how people would perceive the Jamaicans in society if they weren't behaving themselves. They actually touched on all of these subjects, and this was back in the fucking 80s. Really good shows. Wouldn't pass muster today though, because everyone would go, "That's racist," and it's a shame. Anyway, sorry about that. I've got a bit nostalgic about old TV shows.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, like, also, one thing that I'm, like, thoroughly pissed about right now is people are finding things to be pissed about, but, like, when there's actually something that, like, you should genuinely be pissed about, there's somehow, like, people actually defending it, like that Cuties movie or series or whatever the fuck it is. Like, there's people genuinely sitting out there defending it when that's purely fucked up. Like, it's fuck. And then, I don't know, people are getting sensitive about shit that you shouldn't be, you know? It's kind of just like double standards.
Yeah.
That's just society.
Yeah,
It's
there's
full of them.
bigger fish to fry. For instance, feminists in Western society that complain about the wage gap and shit. It's like, ladies, you should have a go at helping your friends out in the Middle East that are being crushed under the boot of fucking actual misogynists. But hey, who am I to tell you what to do, because I've got a penis, so don't mind me. Sorry, ladies. I'll mind my own business and shut the fuck up. But if you point that shit out, they don't like that very much.
No.
You know, it's like, don't focus
All
on
right,
actual
Monty. So
problems.
then what the fuck is a corn dog?
What's going on? Oh,
Is
no,
a
not...
hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's not. It's fucking hot dog.
It's back.
Are we
Oh,
gonna go
God.
back to this, Monty?
Is breakfast cereal soup?
You know, this needs a voiceover. It's in a world where
That's its own
debate
thing.
rages
Corn
over
dog is
hot
just
dogs.
its own thing, even though it's still a hot dog with bread crap around it.
Like,
That's
I
not a
guess
sandwich.
that's-
Corn dog's not a sandwich.
I guess
A hot dog's not a sandwich. No, it's a fucking hot dog. It's its own thing. It's a standalone
Hot dog's a
entity.
sandwich, you know what? If
It's
it's
like-
a flat dog.
You can't call a bunch of cows' assholes jammed into a rubbery tube, then jammed onto a bun and sprayed down with some fucking mustard and some ketchup. That's not a sandwich. No,
If
that's
it's round,
it's
it's
a
not
hot dog. It's cows'
Meat
assholes.
round, it's not a
you
sandwich.
Yeah.
just made me.
Even though I can literally take the same thing, jam it on bread, even though it's just bigger because it's bologna, and that's a sandwich.
Bologna's gross. But I do know a guy who created
won't dispute
this
that.
thing.
That's not
He had
my
this little
argument.
food truck. I know, I'm just saying bologna's gross. He had a little food truck, right? And the food truck, he made flat dogs. And they were like this big, and it was hot dog meat, but like in the shape of a little burger. and he gave it to you with a little piece of hamburger grilled and put on top of it. And that was your flat dog. It was like really, 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 really thick bologna with a tiny piece of grilled hamburger meat on top.
He thought he had the best idea ever. He's like, I'm going to be rich.
I've never...
I'm going to be feeling
the
hot dog burger.
One of my friends have the same birthday, so every year well, except for this past year because of COVID, but we've had like these big, huge birthday parties. And he got that food truck to come one year for the birthday party. And it was like the worst thing ever. And I haven't heard from the flat dog guy since.
That sounds disgusting. Like it doesn't even, it's
Right?
not a clever idea at all.
The name's not clever either. Flat dog.
Right. It's
I feel like I
weird.
You know what?
Dog burger or something. I don't know. Is better than flat dog.
Hot burger.
I never understood why it had to have that little piece of burger on top of it. Like it wasn't even like in it. It was like
He figured
a
out that
separate
it tastes
thing.
like shit without actual burger. He's like, okay, I gotta add at least a little bit there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Make it
tricky.
taste like a real burger.
You got to master the taste of the cow's assholes that are encased in that rubbery tube. And that's how you do it.
You're making me hate hot dogs more every time. I already don't like hot dog. I really don't like sausage at all, like any kind of sausages, because it looks so gross and like it's just nasty.
Oh, pepperoni though. Pepperoni is just the stuff. Pepperoni pizza. It's God gave us a gift, and it's pepperoni pizza. I don't actually believe in God, but if there was a God, I'd thank him for pepperoni pizza. I'd say, dude, nice work. This stuff kicks ass. It's fucking awesome. It's simple, and there isn't a pizza shop in Australia that can fuck up a pepperoni pizza. It's like, all right,
There's a lot
base,
of
sauce, the pepperoni and some cheese, and put it in the oven. It's just good. And lasagna is something else that I'd thank God for if I thought God existed. I'd go, God, lasagna is fucking awesome. Thank you. 2 thumbs up.
What's an Australian dish that I probably have never heard of?
Pavlova.
Pardon?
Pavlova.
What is that?
It's too hard to explain. All I'll say is that if Raisin Girl was here, Raisin Girl would agree with me. And yeah, pavlova is like a dessert. It's a meringue sort of thing. Basically it's diabetes in dessert form, and it's just fucking awesome.
I've heard of that. I've heard it been said before, but yeah, I've never.
Yeah, pavlova is definitely one of the yummiest things our country has made, and lamingtons too, actually, which is just a cake with fucking shredded coconut and chocolate, but they're fucking really good with jam in the middle.
Sounds good.
Delicious.
I just love how she was like, what's something I haven't heard of? And he says a whole bunch of sounds together, and she's just like, pardon?
What the fuck is
He
what
said either.
Pavlova.
No, but pavlova is a really good one. I prefer strawberries, but a proper one's supposed to have passion fruit and kiwi fruit. So the top of it's basically covered in kiwi fruit, and there'll be a layer of basically just passion fruit in it as well, and they're incredibly sweet.
Yeah, so
But-
pretty much if I were to eat it, I'd probably like have a huge allergy attack and then like.
No,
my
you'd
throat would
probably
swell up.
you'd probably develop type 6 diabetes, which isn't actually a thing yet.
Mhm.
But
I'm super allergic to passion fruit and like most fruit, honestly.
yeah, because
That's that.
my dad was a type 2 diabetic and he was insulin dependent. I'm pretty sure enough pavlova would get you where you just basically have to live in a vat of insulin, breathing it in and out, and so it's trying to keep your blood sugar so it doesn't just spontaneously combust and turn. It's kind of like you become a small sun. You're radiating so much energy from all of the fucking sugar you have consumed from that pavlova. I'm not kidding. They are that. One slice is enough for most people in Australia. If you can eat more than one slice of pavlova, you're probably a walking corpse, and you just don't realise you're dead yet. so sweet.
I can't handle much sweets. I'm really not a sweet person. I like dull foods. Like
I don't like pastries. So if it's like a pastry thing, I'm not. It's not for me. I'm sorry.
Now, I've tried some things that are safe for diabetics. There's in Australia that chemists sell diabetic safe chocolate, and it's not too fucking bad. I got some for my dad a while back while he was still alive, and he said it was actually pretty fucking good, and he started purchasing it quite regularly. And it doesn't fuck with their readings.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made that.
Yeah, so there may be, because I just saw someone typed in that they're diabetic, so there may be a recipe, say, for a pavlova version it's not going to be as sweet, but you might be able to get away with it once in a blue moon without ending up in hospital. Have a look on the net and try your luck, and I hope you find one, because they're so yummy. So yummy.
Now that I see it typed out, because Tara typed out in the chat, I think I've actually heard of that before. But I've never tried it.
Marilyn should Google search an image of it just to get an idea of how fucking insane these things are. And they're not little tiny things like a little cake block. They are huge, big fucking things that, yeah, architects have to be called in sometimes and council have to come in and certify these motherfuckers for load-bearing strength and shit. They're big.
Are Pop-Tart sandwiches?
oh my god. No, not at all. No. No. No.
Oh god, here we go.
No.
A pie sandwich. Is it pie's a sandwich? No.
Well,
See,
what about a Pop Pie?
No, it's a tart. It says it in the name. It's a tart. Tarts are a type of fucking food. Pop tart.
Ooh.
What about a Pop Pie?
What?
Pop Pie has chicken in it.
A pop pie is a pie.
See what you've done, Monty?
It's not a sweet.
Hot dogs are hot dogs.
Hot dogs are hot dogs.
See,
Still yelling at him about hot dogs not being a sandwich. So
I'd-
I'm trying to show him all these other things are also not sandwiches.
I'd classify Lady Gaga as a Pop-Tart, but that's just me. What did I say that out loud? Shit, sorry. Supposed to think that, not say it. Fuck. Got to work on that.
You done fucked up, Red Eye.
Just think it. Don't speak it, Red Eye. Shh.
Use your indoor
Dude.
voice.
Speaking of indoor voice, Chabby, what do we do in the second hour?
I don't know, Missy. What do we do in the second hour?
We eat a man.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
I haven't heard one tip yet this morning, and I know that means that Pimp hasn't heard one tip yet this morning. So that means I'm going to get yelled at, and it's going to be all your guys' fault. So if you want to see Pimp, $150 is the goal today. The link is in the description below. Shab has a Patreon in the description below as well. Bulls has a Patreon in the description below. I have a Patreon in the description below. If you guys want to come and sub to us, that would be cool. I am grabbing the profile link to Marilyn's Instagram page. So if you guys want to go over there and give her a sub so that you can follow her and check for her new music coming out, because she's awesome. And I think you guys would really enjoy it. So, tip, guys. Pimp's gonna yell at me, and I don't want to get yelled at. I really don't.
Okay, I have an idea. If you guys tip some money, I'll tell you what my first song name's gonna be.
Ooh.
No one knows what it's about, and the title of it is actually really telling. So if you want to know what it's about, just by the title, tip.
Yeah.
You could know a secret.
It's a secret. Only like 2 people know it.
That would be kind.
If you tip, it shows you've got integrity.
Integrity.
That's right.
Tip if you got big tips.
Whoa.
Oh,
Dang. You allowed to say that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
I
checking.
don't know. I don't know. We might be kicked off in a second.
Oh, crap. The demonetization fairies have launched.
What would Pimp do to us if we fucked up his channel again?
I don't know.
He's not going to do that much to me because I'm halfway around the world. He's going to fuck you guys up, though.
He'll fuck them up.
Well, I know you. You're on the same
I'm broke
continent. He can get
AF
to you.
right now, but integrity.
There you go. Thank you, Step Talk.
What integrity?
Integrity. Oh, you've got some integrity right there.
Integrity.
Oh.
Thank you, Scap, you sweetheart.
What a cutie pie.
At least Pimp will love you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes,
Not everyone else, but he'll love you.
Yeah.
that's right.
You get
Everyone else has been shunned.
Everyone else is on the clock. Everyone else is on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
$5 more and I'll tell you the name of my song.
If we don't tip, we will be ostracized and forced to live under a bridge like a troll.
Yes.
Oh,
He
damn.
will. Pimp will make you. He'll do it.
He will.
He's vindictive. Holds a grudge.
Yes.
Viciously.
He yells. You guys know what it sounds like when he yells, and he's gonna do it so much when he comes back.
He pimp slaps me around. It's horrible.
Cage says if y'all tip enough, I'll name my daughter Tiffany after my grandma.
Wow. It's mighty kind of you there, son.
I
Mighty
love
kind.
Cage's dad jokes. I do. They're the best.
The tip.
Oh, damn. The
Thank
tip.
you, PT.
That's
Ooh,
so
we got some serious integrity flowing in now.
Oh,
sweet.
damn.
That's his tip.
It's like a Niagara Falls of integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch his tip.
Ooh.
No, damn.
I don't know if you're allowed to do
I think
that.
you have to get consent.
Yeah.
Nope. He
Yeah,
put
you
it in
do.
front of my face. Okay, I could do what I want with it.
Oh.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works.
No, that's
I don't
Oh,
want to be
another one.
spanked by Pimp. Here's a tip.
Oh,
Whoa.
thank you, Sarah. You guys are awesome.
Yeah,
So I think
more integrity.
$75 more for Pimp Skull.
I don't
That's
know. I
right.
can't count.
No,
Mine's like
100,
50.
125. My bad. 125. My bad.
I think it was Tree Fitty, wasn't it? Tree
Yeah,
Fitty. Tree Fitty. Tree Fitty.
You guys want him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's what you gotta do, Shab. That's how you get it in the butt. Right.
Take you to McDonald's, baby. Another
Aw,
broke.
thank you.
But why not?
I think everyone's a little bit broke right now.
This
I know.
is
I know.
it's
I
turning
am.
into a tsunami of integrity.
A little integrity goes a long way.
Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome.
Tidal wave of integrity.
I'm trying to put.
Oh, I forgot to
There
touch
you
his
go.
tip.
Yeah, touch it.
Because I had integrity. We made over $10. So you guys want to know my song name?
Yes.
Yes.
It's called We Must Die.
Oh, I don't want to die.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
A suicide.
That sounds kind of badass.
it's pretty badass.
I'm
It
looking
was
forward to
inspired
it.
by my grandpa died not long ago. I think I was on the show like the day I found out, or like the day after I found out, or something like that. But yeah, going to the funeral and shit, like it really fucked me up, and it like I don't know. That was the first funeral I ever went to, and it was kind of just really crazy.
Oh, yeah, funerals are nuts. I've been to far too many of them, unfortunately.
That's sad.
But I do remember my first one.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
had
can-
to, we don't have, especially with COVID and everything, like we didn't have many people, and like we had like 4 guys who came, so me and my sister had to be pallbearers
mm,
with I had like 6-inch heels on. Those are the only
Oh my God.
heels I have. So I wore 6-inch heels, and I had to like walk on the mud to like bring the casket over, and like every step I took, like my heel would like dip in. I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
Oh god, that's awful.
Yeah, because normally like they had like 6 men carrying the casket, but yeah, we only had 4. So my sister and I had to step in.
But
At least
you're, like, if you're
forget
not matched in height with those guys, wouldn't that be awkward as hell, even without the heels getting in the way of it?
It was pretty awkward. They were perfectly fine having me and my sister be in the middle, just because I'm a pretty strong girl, but I'm not as strong as these men. So like they put us in the middle where like, you know, we don't carry as much weight.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a lot easier on us for that reason. But yeah, the height was kind of awkward. I was like, everyone had their arms extended. I had my arm like kind of bent a bit.
Yeah, funerals suck. I remember spreading my dad's ashes. He requested that some of his ashes were spread on the golf course he used to like to play on the 13th hole along the river. So me and my stepbrother are walking along the fairways, sprinkling them out first thing in the morning, and I just do a 90-degree fucking turn straight into the rough and walk for 50 metres, dipping his fucking ash in the rough. And stepbrother going, "What are you fucking doing?" I said, "If you think my father spent his entire fucking career playing golf on this fairway and not in this rough, you're fucking kidding yourself." And the fucking grounds dudes start cracking up. Everyone starts cracking up.
That's funny.
It's like about a third of my dad's ashes are actually in the rough off the fucking fairway on the 13th, right where people would drive their tee shots into the rough. It was like, yeah, you spent a fair bit of time looking for golf balls in here, you old bastard. So here you go. And just tip a fucking bit of him in there, come back out. And the other thing, that's right, I remember when we were at the funeral parlour, Dad, for some reason, got his funeral done in this little sort of country town in northern New South Wales, about 20 minutes south of where he lived. And this funeral parlour is literally from the 1930s, and so was the fucking music. And we're all sitting around and really somber and shit, and I've just busted out with like, what is this fucking music like? And everyone's just sort of looked at me. I said, seriously, if you think my dad listened to this shit, you're all fucking deluded. And everyone starts cracking up laughing, and they all went, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we all realise that they're playing this 1930s really somber, shitty music when my dad loved rock and roll and stuff. This is like, yeah, epic fail. We paid money for this.
Yeah.
And the funeral parlour owners are fucking listening to me critique their service, and they were not happy. I got some filthy fucking looks. I went, guess I won't be getting fucking buried and done here then. See us.
Well, it's not like they can give them back to you. You know what I'm saying? Once it's done, it's done. Like what? Critiquing a funeral home it's funny. Like,
you know, I wasn't I was doing it tongue in cheek, of course. I wasn't going, oh, this is the most fucked thing. I sensed everyone was really stressed out, so I just broke the fucking, shattered the stress and made a shitty joke, and it worked. And we're all then starting to comment on it. It's like, yeah, let's look at this place. All the decor, it was like from 1930. The music's from 1930. The suit that the fucking dude was wearing, I'm pretty sure, was from fucking 1830. It was fucking amazing. And yeah, it's this town's frozen in time from like the mid 20th century. It's fucking kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, my dad's ashes were spread mostly on the 13th fairway, but about a quarter of him's in the rough. Sorry, Dad. I had to do it. Oh well. Don't worry, Dad had a good innings. He 76 when he passed away, so. And he's on a golf course now. He can't complain.
Yeah.
So, have you gotten rid of Trump yet, folks?
No, I'm pretty sure he won still.
Oh, that's right.
They're finishing counting up all his votes, and I'm pretty sure he's just about to pass Biden or something.
There's
Are you being serious?
Any minute.
no, he's
Yeah,
not.
any minute.
By the way, he's
yeah,
not.
I
being
just checked
serious.
his Twitter. I just checked. Yeah, apparently Trump still thinks he's fucking gonna win this thing.
He's such an idiot.
Oh, he's
He,
Cop off.
he's literally
The
like
people
he's
have
fucked
spoken,
himself
you
up
jackass.
so hard.
I just want to see
it's
the video
apparently-
of the Secret Service dragging him, kicking and screaming from 1600 Pennsylvania. I would love to
I
see
really
that.
want to see that too.
All right. Here's what's happened today. The guy that was in charge of making sure that the voting was all secure and didn't get fucked with, declared that, yeah, this election was indeed secure and wasn't fucked with. He got fired a couple of hours fucking later by Trump. And it turns out there's one lady that runs procurement, and she manages all of the stuff for the government, like procurement and a bunch of. She's the one that's not signing off on giving Joe Biden all the stuff. It's this one fucking lady, Emily someone. It's just like, she's one of the most powerful people in the nation, and she's just like this bureaucrat that goes under the radar, and she's the one cock-blocking everybody at the moment. Just this one person, because she hasn't been given the official paperwork from whoever they send out, some paperwork to declare it official so the government can start things officially, and she hasn't received that yet. So legally she's in the clear, but morally she's being a right royal. Call her a T-nuck, and if you turn that word around, you'll work out what it spells real quick. Yeah, that's Retchie. Here's a little trick for you. Butchers talk backwards. It's called Retchie Tub. So if you walk into a butcher and you say, "Hi, could I have a lovely piece of steak?" and you hear the guy go, "Grab her some tish," he has just said, "Grab her some shit from out the back of the shop." Walk away from that butcher shop and never go back. There you go. Little tip for you. Retchie Tub is butcher backwards, so they speak backwards in butcher shops as little code. And if you suss it out, you walk in there and they start talking like that, and you go, "Hey, Retchie Tub," and they go, "Oh shit," and they look after you.
I did not know that.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's a thing in America or not, but in Australia, butchers speak Retchie Tub, which is just, they literally talk backwards, the cheeky fuckers.
I think us Americans are too lazy for that. Sounds too lazy. Too much work, I mean.
There's like 2 words that I can say backwards. Race car
Nah.
and Hannah.
You can say stop backwards. I bet you could say stop backwards. Because stop backwards is pots.
Pots.
Oh,
Pots.
Yeah, butchers also love money, and if you pay them money, they'll also sell you goods.
They do that sometimes.
No way.
But if you ever hear the word tish after you've asked for some nice choice cuts of meat, and they go, "Yeah, we'll just grab some tish," it's like, run away.
I'm
They
gonna
have
go in
literally just said,
specifically asking
"Grab
for
shit."
tish.
Yeah.
Can I get a big bag of tish? Please. 2 pounds.
You will get what you desire then.
just be like, my parents-in-law are coming over. I need a big bag of tish.
My mum-in-law's coming over for dinner. Can I have the worst tish you got on the fucking floor back there, mate, that's been there for a while? It doesn't matter if it's rancid. We can cover it up with spices.
Yeah.
Only the best for my mother-in-law. Yeah.
The best of the tish
Delicious.
for my mom-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's a right
Speaking of
T-nuck.
She's right, Tina.
Actually,
You guys understand? Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, do you guys understand why all these YouTubers want to box each other?
Views and money.
But do they really box each other?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. They're not
Like, do they really
professional,
beat each other up?
although I've heard some people speak about one of the Paul brothers saying that he was a wrestler at school and he can actually kind of fight, and if he trained, that he might. I don't know if he'd be a world champ, but he can throw down.
Like a year ago, Logan Paul and KSI did a pay-per-view boxing match. They've been doing this for a minute.
Why?
Just
Why
like
are
just
they
like
all
you said,
so
money and views and shit. That's the only reason for it. You know.
Yeah,
It's
they
so
started
weird.
some drama and then realised
Yeah.
that they were getting a lot of views from the drama, and they went, "What if we take this shit to the next level and WWE it basically, and went and did a pay-per-view, and they fucking made money. And like them or hate them, you've got to tip your hat and go, you guys know how to milk your market for money. And morally, no comment, because there's a lot of kids. But look, they're not breaking any laws as far as I know, and they're not the only people getting hurt are the two dudes throwing punches, and I'm quite okay with them beating the shit out of each other. I've got no problem with that whatsoever, watching those guys punch each other in the face. It's like, please continue. Round 50.
Well, I just saw a thing that I think one of the Paul brothers, the dude from the Ace family, are going to box. But it's because the dude from the Ace family offered $5 million to whoever will box him.
I'll do it.
Right?
I'll do it. I'll do it for half that price.
For $5 million, I'd go in and get permanent brain damage from Butterbean.
I don't think you want permanent brain damage.
Dude, Butterbean would have to hit me once, and it'd be like that Joe Rogan kick, except it'd be a fucking uppercut, and I would fly through the air about fucking 25 feet, and my head would explode as I was traveling backwards. It'd just...
Wait, who's Butterbean?
Do you remember Johnny Knoxville and the Jackass movie when he has the boxing match in that shop, and there's that really big motherfucker that just fucks him up? Mm-hmm. That's Butterbean.
Oh, okay.
He's
a
world
what it is.
heavyweight champion.
Dude, fat dude, but he's real strong, right?
And he can throw a punch like a fucking motherfucker, and he can take a punch. And Butterbean, Johnny Knoxville, to his credit, went in and had a fucking crack, and Butterbean even let him have a whack, and then Butterbean fucking punched his fucking ticket and knocked him the fuck out. It was like, Jesus Christ. But Butterbean, yeah, if you're going to get hit as the last thing that was going to happen to you, like someone's going to beat you to death, I'd choose Butterbean just for the shit. It's like, oh man, Butterbean's so cool. Like, and then it'd be all over real quick because the dude just hits like a ton of bricks. He's a big boy. Definitely not. He's not a like Muhammad Ali fucking quality fighter. He's just a well-known entity, and it's I don't know. I just like the guy. It's just seen him in fights, and he just fucking kept going. Just an average looking. He's just an average Joe. I think that did all right. He's like, I don't know how else to explain it, but he's a lovable character.
I just thought it was weird that like all of a sudden you just see like a bunch of YouTubers wanting to box each other.
I think Butterbean's actually been in WWE in a couple of episodes doing some stuff, in some fights. What was it, in the 90s? I think he might have been on there a couple of times. Can't quite remember, but he's just entertaining. And watching him beat the shit out of Johnny Knoxville, he's the best bit though. They walked into some person's shop, so there's just people shopping in a sports store doing their thing. And fucking Knoxville walks in, Butterbean walks in, they've got trunks and gloves on, and then another dude walks in with a bell and goes, ding, round one, and they start fighting in the middle of the shop. It's kind of funny, and it's artistic, and it's stupid, and Knoxville got fucked up.
Yeah, Shab took over. Pimpmunk is no more.
Yeah, we kicked him out. Get out of here. He's moving. He's moving all his stuff out of here.
Yeah, he's moving. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya.
Yeah, screw that guy. If he keeps messing with us, we're gonna get Butterbean on his ass.
Hostile takeover. That's what this
The
is.
Shab Fam takeover. We're gonna talk about Metallica now.
Oh, yeah.
Every stream's gonna be about praising Metallica.
Yeah, but what's your Metallica shit? This would be like the one time you could wear it.
Hey guys, hey guys,
I have to go all the way downstairs.
I need to ask you something. How awesome is Metallica? Like, I mean,
Oh my god, I love Metallica.
Hey, chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome do you think Metallica is?
Let's just say 12, just to piss him off more.
yeah, I want to see chat light up with a whole bunch of fucking 42s. Fuck it. 50 millions.
Dude, Enter Sandman is
And
amazing. I love
since we're
that.
talking about this particular subject, I have to throw this in here. Disavow.
Oh, damn.
What's a metal liquor? I don't know.
What's a metal liquor?
Sounds like a lollipop rope. Yeah. Gage, you're grounded. You're a pervert and you're grounded.
Gage is grounded.
Yes.
It sounds like a lollipop for robots.
For robots.
Pimp's love for Metallica is endless. That's all I know. And I remember the special we did with Landon, and Pimp was so grateful that we did that special. He was so happy. He said so many nice things to me after that show.
Yeah. So happy about that.
Yeah.
I think
he's just amazing.
If Red Eye is correct, I am suffering from the Mandela effect right now. Seriously.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. Wow, I'm slow.
So make sure you hit Amazon and you buy Metallica's entire discography and send it to him.
Yep.
The signed
Do it.
versions.
Well, you're getting him stuff from his Amazon wish list in the description because it's still the 28 days of Pimpmunk.
Yeah.
So while you are shopping for a birthday present for him, you can just add on the entire Metallica collection.
When's his birthday?
Play the 28th.
It's
Mine's the 23rd, next Monday.
It's not a birthday. It's birthdays. It's plural. Well, there are many.
Yes,
They
that's why
are
there is
legion.
the 28 days of Pimpmunk. We need to celebrate for the entire month that the world was graced with his presence. We must honor him, the monk that is Pimp, and buy him things.
And buy Mama
stuff.
Pimp some stuff.
I actually can't believe that this Monday I'm actually going to be 20. So weird.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
You're
fucking
leaving the
baby.
teen-
Isn't that
Yeah,
cute?
it's like necessarily a bad thing. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
You baby.
Red Eye, she's still counting
It's
the
crazy.
decades. She's still counting the decades. That's cute.
she'll get all her adult teeth soon. Holy shit.
It's just crazy because I feel like literally like a day ago I was like 10.
Oh, what? Wait until you have your 48th birthday and you sit there and you go, what in the fuck happened to the time?
I'm scared of that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm one of those people who like I know I'm still young, but like I live every day like holy fuck I'm getting older. Holy fuck I'm getting older. It like
It's
I
not
just
just the
constantly
time.
fear.
It's not just the time, is it, Red Eye? It's what the fuck happened to the world? Because when I was 8, and instead of 48, the world was completely different back then. It really was.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. There
I
was.
mean, even just from the time that I was 10 to now like 20, like shit's changed a lot. Like drastically.
Well, that's because even from that, like, some, like, I mean, I'm sure you might have experienced this, Marilyn, and I think Shab would have experienced this, but there was a time when, like, after you came home from school, you could run out with your friends and just hop on your bike and just go somewhere, and you just knew that you got home before the streetlights went on.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and like you weren't afraid of people throwing you in a van. You didn't have to like, you know, be cautious all the time.
Yeah,
and
I know. Like, honestly, like, I was never really, like, well, I've always been a paranoid person, like, just constantly ever since I was young. So I always kind of had fear. But, like, I really wasn't as scared. But, like, I refuse to let my kids out of my sight. Because the world's only going to get worse. And, like, that whole, like, yeah, come back when the fucking street lights turn on. That's never going to be a thing for our kids. Like,
Nope.
Or for, like, my kids. Like, it can't be a thing. Because the world's just going to be so fucking dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Fucked up.
It's just not. It's not the same anymore. I mean, besides the fact that there's more people in it, obviously, it's just not.
Yeah.
People don't have the same values anymore. People don't. The morals aren't the same.
People are just losing morals. Like, just not many people have them anymore. Fucking crazy.
It sucks. It sucks. My kids are noticing it too. Like, my son said something about people not having common sense when he'd gotten out of work the other night, and I was like, "Oh, sweetheart, common sense isn't that common."
It's not.
My oldest is gonna be, well, he's 16 now. Like, he's gonna be 17 coming up, and today is my youngest's birthday.
Oh.
So he's 15 today.
Okay, wow. Okay, so they're a bit younger than me. So then what, like 25? 05?
04 and 05.
Yeah, okay.
Back to
I know,
back.
like,
I don't recognize that.
I was born right in 2000, but I still feel like a 90s kid. Like, I was raised very much a 90s kid. Like, I never had all that, like, new technology and shit that came out. Like, I never got social media until I was, like, 13.
Oh, wow. I never got a computer until I was like, how old was I? 30?
Wow.
Yeah, but weren't they, like, not out until you were, like, 30?
The internet when I was a kid was used by the military, and that was about it in the 70s. The 80s we had Ataris and ColecoVisions, so
Yeah.
and we had all the consoles. But see, we had actual consoles where you could get a cartridge and go click and turn it on, and it would start up. You didn't have to update the OS. You didn't have to download a 50 gig fucking map. Can we all stop calling them consoles? Welcome to the PC Master Race, kids. No, I'm just fucking with this. I want a PS5. They look fucking sweet.
I know. I want one so bad. I'm probably not going to get one for a little while, but I just got the new Miles Morales game. So good. Other than it's really fucking glitchy. Like, it's really glitchy.
Oh, that's not fun.
I know. Because, like, normally when they put out a game, they have some problems, and then after a while they get, they'll put out some updates and stuff. And I'm sure playing it on the PlayStation 5, it will be immaculate, but
right.
I can't
Right,
afford almost $1,000 for a console right now, so probably gonna have to wait a little while.
I would actually hold off on the PlayStation 5 until they up their storage. That's the only thing I would critique the PS5. Is like, what were you fucking thinking with not being able to, not putting a bigger hard drive in it, and not being able to store games on portable hard drives like you can on the Xbox. So Xbox's usability, in my opinion, is better because you can store your games on external drives, whereas the PS5 doesn't let you do that for some reason yet. And they will eventually do it, and they'll probably upgrade their hard drives when they do their first revision. So that would be, if you can wait, I would recommend holding on, waiting for the revision.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'm so happy that they made some of the games or all of the games backwards compatible. I'm sure once, like in a couple months or so, they'll start releasing games that are only for PlayStation 5 to be incentive to be like, hey, okay, now you need to buy it. But I'll have to just wait and just play the games that are backwards compatible. So
yeah,
I don't think you're the only one doing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel bad.
Well, also, like, right now I'm buying a brand new, like, mic and everything I need for recording. Because right now I've been using Marshall's, but he's about to go back to America in, like, a week. So I have to buy myself a whole new mic setup. It's going to be, like, $400, so it's going to be pretty expensive already.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't know that he was going back, like, to stay back there for a while.
Yeah, so, he's been here for it's been about around 5 months. He's allowed to stay 6 months, but we're going to send him back right after my birthday, so at least he's here for that. And then, we're going to put in the application, and the application's going to take about a year.
Oh, wow.
So this next year is going to be really, really tough. I probably won't be able to see him. If I do see him, it'll only be for like a couple, like a week or so.
Right.
And that's only if the borders actually open up. Because right now, like, I think I could fly over there, but when I fly back, I'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So that's approximately like a whole month that I won't be able to work. So whenever I get a job, I was laid off for the second time now, but yeah, so
that sucks.
It's gonna suck a bit this year, but after this year, he'll be able to move here and become a permanent resident. So that's exciting.
Well, that's cool. At least it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And those vaccines are supposed to be coming out, so you guys might be able to at least, like, if anything, like, cross the border and spend a day with each other here and there, like, more often. So,
Because if the borders opened up and then we lost that whole like 2-week quarantine thing when you cross the border, which I don't know, I don't think we're gonna lose that. But even if the borders open up, then I can see him, and then fuck it, I'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks, but it's worth it.
What do you guys think about this vaccine that they're talking about? I want y'all's opinions.
I'm not. I don't really trust any vaccines to be completely honest, but at the same time, it's all we have, so we're all gonna have to just take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the vaccine that passes muster without being rammed through and bypassing certain protocols. So anything being pushed out by Pfizer and any American company, I'll pass at this point. The one that's coming from the UK, there's a couple from the UK that we've invested in. Their trials aren't finished till next year, so we're looking at halfway through next year to get that stuff, and that's probably the stuff I'll take. Or there's apparently one that they're working on, because I'm a fucking massive pussy and I fucking hate needles. There's one that we're taking orally, but that's going to take even longer to do. And they've also discovered today, or recently, that a family in Australia, the mum and dad got COVID. Their 3 kids were fucking around them constantly, never showed symptoms. They got tested and they just had antibodies. So they've got, for lack of a better term, what could be a natural immunity, just like HIV. There's a tiny percentage of the human population that's actually fucking immune to it, natural, very tiny percentage, but there may be a very small percentage of the human race that's naturally just immune to this COVID-19 and maybe coronaviruses in general. So if we research, they're going to do a bit of research into these kids and look at their antibodies to see what's going on. And if in fact they have got a natural immunity, that's another way to create some treatments. It's very interesting, but these kids were totally asymptomatic their parents were both infected with mild to medium symptoms. So, and the kids didn't slow down and they just developed antibodies. So
that is really interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Science for the win.
Science for the win.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be touching any vaccine that's pushed through and bypasses tests or any stages in any protocols whatsoever. And from what I understand, Pfizer have been given by the FDA certain permissions to. Now, I don't want to fucking say the wrong thing here and spook people, but just look into what Pfizer got. They got some dispensation from the government where they don't have to jump through certain hoops, would be the best way to put it. Now, I'm not saying that their vaccine's not going to work. They've already boasted that it's up to 95% efficient now, so that's up from 90. If you're a person that needs to take it, and it's shown to be clinically safe by the time they're ready to release it, I won't have a leg to stand on to argue against, other than I'm not comfortable taking it because they may have not done the proper amount of testing or whatever, but it's going to be a piss weak argument, I'll have to admit straight up. Other than that,
Pfizer was having one, and I think there was a Russian company that was coming out with one as well. Like they're like in some sort of race to see who can come out with it first. And I'd rather them not race.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Oh, the Chinese have been putting one out for a few weeks now. They're testing into the third phase, and they've gone into bigger human trials. Oxford, I do believe it's Oxford University. That's where the Australian investment's gone into, and we've also thrown a lot of money at Pfizer as well. We're just basically hedging our bets and going, you're passing trials, want some money because we need to dose up. So our government's already said we're going to make sure everyone in Australia gets a dose, but we're going to have to stagger it. So frontline emergency workers will obviously get it first, and that's fine. And the elderly, we're going to protect them straight away. They're basically the first cabs off the rank of the old and the emergency workers. I think that's fair. I don't know. I'm not too
Sorry,
aware
I was
of.
muted. I said I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm not too aware of the Chinese program, other than they are testing widely on people, and I'm not aware of what protocols they've got to get something to market. I would hazard a guess that it was slightly less stringent than, say, Australia. Maybe. I don't know. Or they've had longer to work on it because they kind of knew about it in November and they didn't kind of tell anyone about it really for a while. Whoops.
What do
Sorry.
you think, Shab?
I think that vaccines are horrible and I'll never take them. Okay.
And the Earth is flat?
Well,
Flat Earth.
square.
Square, right. Okay. My bad.
I feel like Shab would actually be the type of person to think that the world is square.
I just said it's square. See, that's the confusion. Like the people that think it's flat, they're onto something. See, it's something like that. There's flat sides to it. It's square. Okay, I swear it's square.
I thought it was that
So
other
at some
thing.
point, if you drive on far enough, you'll go.
No, it just goes boom, and you keep going.
Yeah,
You're fine.
but it's not a square.
Yeah, then you're-
It's the one with the 12 sides, like the dodecahedron or whatever the fuck it is. That's what I've heard.
Oh shit.
That's what they said back in the Greek times. Like, what's his name? The guy with the P. His name began with a P. Paleo or P. One of those dudes.
Peter.
I don't think it was him.
Paul.
No.
Are you talking about
Like
Plato?
the guy. Maybe Plato. There we go. Could have been him. Yes, Plato. Thank you, Spec. And Bulls. But he said it's supposed to be one of those 12-sided things, which I think is called a dodecahedron. Right? Am I wrong?
Got no idea.
What do you call a 12-sided one?
A 12-sided one.
Yeah.
Gage says the Earth is a spiral.
That's
What are all these
What?
lies?
My hypothesis I used to argue against the flat earthers was that the Earth is actually a taco shape. It's got a little bit of curve. It's got a little bit of flat. Can't we just compromise and get along?
It's taco shape.
It never took off for some reason. I don't understand why my hypothesis didn't get grip in any of the...
I would have supported that theory.
It was delicious too. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Bit of curve, bit of flat, bit of compromise, and delicious. What more
That's what I'm
could
saying.
one ask for?
Dodecahedron.
I
It's
like
flat. It's still round, but kind of square.
Fair
A
enough.
12-sided figure is actually a dodecagon. There is a one called the dodecahedron.
Whatever
The
the fuck it is.
The dodecagon is 12. Dodecahedron, I'm trying to find out what it is. I think it's 22, but just to be sure. Dodecahedron is from left to right. The solids are tetrahedron 4 sides, cube 6 sides, octahedron 8, dodecahedron. Well, okay, it's got 12. Isosahedron is 20. You're right. Isosahedron is 20. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, a
So spec saying
dodecagon and a
full faces.
dodecahedron and a dodecagon are the same thing, basically. Two names for the same thing.
Are we talking about Pokemon or...
Yes.
We're
Yes,
talking
you are,
about
Shab.
we're talking about blocks, Shab. The names for blocks, like the one that's a cube is a cube.
Shab, word of the day.
What?
Got 10 seconds.
No, we're not
Go.
doing... No, that's
Yeah,
old.
we're doing it
That's
today.
old Morningwood stuff.
No, hey.
We're going on to bigger, better stuff, okay?
No,
This is the new Morningwood.
This is
Huh?
the new Morningwood. We don't got
Alright, then.
time for this.
All right, then. We're gonna,
Bullshit.
I'll compromise.
Motherfucker, we're talking about Pokemon and
Name
the
me-
shape of the world and shit, motherfucker.
Name me a fully evolved Pokemon then. Come on.
Charizard.
Whoa. He just smoked me. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even
I
with the
smoke a lot
common
of things.
Pikachu.
Shab's the greatest. Did you see that? Wow.
Yeah.
Use the
Instantly
I
name
want-
another one.
Blastoise.
Nice. I would have said good luck.
Whoa.
Thank
I'm
you,
picking
Spec.
the good Pokemon guys.
Thank you, Spec,
I
for
like that
clearing
one.
that up. I wasn't even thinking in those terms, but yes, a dodecagon is 2D, 12-sided figure. A dodecahedron, I'm guessing, is the 3D equivalent of it. So yes.
Okay. I getcha.
Now, Fox Girl, now pick a Pokemon that isn't a starter.
No, like I was saying, those are the good Pokemon. Okay,
Oh,
the newer Pokemon suck. They're like
no.
Spoonmon, Plastic Bottlemon. they can't come up with anything good anymore. But Charizard and Pikachu and Blastoise and shit and Entei and whatever. Fucking, there's all sorts of awesome Pokemon in the beginning when I was a kid. But now everything went to hell. Okay,
Oh no.
it went to
Shab.
hell.
Went to
You're
hell
just
in a
proving you
handbasket.
don't know your Chim Pokemon. What the fuck, man?
Pokemon.
I did a quiz once.
I gotta click them all.
You have huge American penis.
Yeah,
God.
you have huge penis. You're American.
So you took a quiz and did what, Marilyn?
I took a quiz to see what Pokemon it was, and I was a
Oh, God.
Mudkip, and I always hated that. And shit, wait, I'm so bad with this. What's my brother's name? My sister's name? Jay. I always forget. What's her name?
I have no idea who you're even talking about.
My sister, my now sister. Jay something. Was Jay Darkgame.
Oh, Jamie?
Jamie, thank you. Holy fuck. I'm so bad. I can't remember it. I don't know why. It
Yeah,
does not
Jamie.
stay in my head. But yeah, Jamie would always make fun of me and be like, "Ha ha, you're mud. You're mud." I was like, "Fuck."
Nah.
She
I don't know.
made me make that my fucking my email. So I have an email that's Mudkip.
That's funny.
And then
I don't know
everyone
what-
at school, anytime I had to give it to someone at school, they'd make fun of me too. And it was just like this ongoing shit storm. And it sucked.
Yeah, I never
You're
got
just
into
cursing
Pokemon.
her forever, like, fuck you for my email.
Like honestly, like people would always ask me for my email, and I honestly was
Like,
like,
cringe for a
I
second.
really don't want to give this to you. I
Hmm.
always have to premise it with like, at the time I say, my brother made this for me, okay?
That's like having to like go to like a public place and they ask you for your email and you're like, buttlicker 69 anal probe.
Yeah, I
Four.
gotta say, my email is definitely, that was not the worst. Like, people have really fucked up emails, so people have had way worse
No.
emails than me. I had
Like horsecock rider.
horse cock, right?
Mhm.
Jesus.
How did you know my email? Let's see. Tired of you doxing me.
Yeah, you
Wow.
did Dawson's email.
Now I'm gonna get all sorts of emails and trolls.
I'm going to sign that email up to every gay porn site.
I'm so evil. I got this weird. I swear to God, my house is haunted. Like my kid did something. I
Pissed
don't know
off.
what he did. He pissed something off. Okay. Like I've had to like go through and like sage my whole house. There's creepy noises in the basement, and every once in a while I see this like thing at the corner of my eye, and I had to install cameras around my house, and the one by the front door just keeps going off. There's nothing there. Like I can see it. It's like a weird like it moved, but there's nothing there. But it's going. The camera's like going off, and you can see like because it gives you like a 15-second like glimpse of what was going on when the sensor went off, and you just kind of see like a weird like it's almost like a glitch.
You need to upload that on YouTube and be like, prove ghosts exist.
Yes.
You're gonna get a million views.
It would be the best ghost hunter ever. Be like, look, I caught him.
Look, there was some weird blur.
Right
I don't know what it was. It was like
when that
probably
light goes off, the light goes on, that's the ghost.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking that there's probably just a glitchy sensor, and it just triggers randomly because electronics have faults, and they do that quite regularly. I'm assuming that it's not a $5,000 fucking security array, state of the art fucking high def cameras there. It's so maybe swap a camera out with a different one, see if it glitches inside still. The other thing is birds, insects, anything that triggers it flying past. What's the size of the object that will trigger? Is it like the size of a bee, bug, wasp, cat? How big does it have to be before the motion is triggered?
I don't really know that. I just know it's like an area. It gave me like an area that it has to trigger inside of. So it's a pretty big area. So I guess if like a cat went off over here and you just can't see it on the screen. But you're bursting my fucking bubble, Red Eye, because I wanted to.
I'm good at that with ghost stuff. I thoroughly enjoy doing it because I'm just such a skeptic when it comes to that shit.
Yeah.
She wants a ghost.
I mean, like you said, you have more than one camera put up, right? So just swap them, like just switch them, and see if it still
that's probably
happens.
what I'll do.
Because it may just be that camera in particular.
Because here's the thing, you might get the glitch happening inside it, or the glitch might happen to the camera that you swap, and you still get this weird shit happening. And it's like, all right, then you can, I don't know, then you call Armored Skeptic to come down with all of his ghost recording gear, and you see if you can find a spooky.
Yeah.
There's a spooky in my house. There's something fucked up in here. I don't know what it is yet.
Here's a pro tip: never take me on a ghost hunt because I'll be the dude just going, no, that.
I totally think that we need to do a, I don't know, we don't have a name for our peoples, but we need like a morning wood ghost hunt weekend adventure. I think that's what we should do. You know how like you guys got that house on the beach or whatever you did last time? And Fohead showed up with the dildo and the can of raviolis.
Oh, Jesus.
Support Monk the Pimpmunk.
Thank you, Gage.
Support Monk the Pimpmunk.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you,
Paragon coming through with this weird number. Shit. I'm going to touch your tip.
What? So you want the next pimp gathering to be a ghost hunting fucking get together for a couple of days? You all go spooky squad.
I think it would be cool.
Just lick this tip.
Pimpmunk spooky squad.
Yeah. You know, we do like we find like a haunted, like an old haunted barn or a house or whatever the fuck, and then we find like like a hotel or something close to it, or we go like camping or like rent a house or something like, you know, like y'all did before, but then we go ghost hunting and we live stream it. Right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I won't be able to attend, unfortunately, because it's just way too far away. Unless I die and I become a ghost. Ooh, spooky.
Is it bad?
you just get on a ghost plane and
Yeah.
here. Yeah, because I'm the same way, Red. With you know, I don't believe in ghosts and shit. So like, I always said on my streams for a while that like it'd be fun for me to take some Ouija boards or just one Ouija board, whatever, and go to some haunted place, the most haunted place in America, or some bullshit,
Right.
and then be like, I'm gonna piss off Satan and start fucking with the word.
Do it.
Yes,
666. Fuck
the
Satan.
game made by Parker Brothers to basically was to do with involuntary muscle movements somehow magically became a fucking portal to talk to fucking dead people. I still don't get why people go Ouija board. It's like, go and look into the history of the fucking things and shut the fuck up. They're useless. Throw them away. They're a fucking frisbee. And yeah, if you just look at why they were made, it's basically involuntary movement, and that's why people can get it to spell shit, because someone's pushing it and they just don't realise they're pushing it. Or all three are pushing to get a common answer. It's yeah. It's all been spunked like fucking years ago.
What
Skep will do it.
thing?
Yep. Skep will do it. Skep Talk is in. He's in.
Squatch Hunt. Look, I just watched Isaac Butterfield, and they did. We got Yowies. Right? That's their version. So cool.
And
this
this ghost hunting, right?
This fucking show, and these people would try and like the people that take you on these tours are being paid. They're trying to make it. They've got people up hiding in the bush, lobbing it off down at the group and shit. It was fucking just pathetic. Yeah. Anyway, big skeptic. Me and Shab will just stay at the pub.
And be the voice of reason.
Now, all I'll say, that's bullshit, mate.
Oh, that's bullshit, mate.
But then what happens if something really spooky-ooky just, you know, like crawls up your spine there a little bit?
Well, it's going to have to be pretty damn impressive to convince me that it's supernatural.
Dude, if that happens, that'll be a good thing, because just think of the views.
Think of the content.
Think of the content.
See, there's just so many problems with ghosts. It's like, why do we only see ghosts from modern history? Why don't we see Neanderthal ghosts? Or why don't we see ghosts from tens of thousands of years ago that were just running around in fucking animal skins and spearing animals to survive?
Reincarnated already, and they had no sins. You see the ghosts of the people that have either sinned or been killed through the act of sin.
Just once, I want to hear a past life regression that doesn't involve a French aristocrat. Just saying. I want to hear someone go, fuck, I was a caveman and I ran around with a fucking spear and I was killed by a fucking big, massive fuck-off bison that crushed me. And it was shit. What a crap life that was. You never hear anyone have a past life regression like that. It's always, I was born in France in 1786 and I was an aristocrat. It's like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Oh, you hear about the little boy who thought he was like an old man and like got hit in the head with an axe or something. Hit in the head. That was a weird noise. Hit in the head with an axe. And then the little boy like brought them to the body, I think it was. Like where the body was buried and like had like the axe wound in the head. Like how's the little boy gonna know where the body was?
Don't know.
Explain it to me, Red Eye.
I'm not familiar with the case, but if I got familiar with the case, I reckon I could have a crack at explaining it.
I will find you the case.
There's been cases of shit like that. Then later on they figure out like, oh, the kid was just,
lucky.
No, the kid they taught the kid taught him to lie about it. They had this, the story was made up.
This was like a kid like hundreds of miles away in a town like no one knew. Like he just kept wanting to go to this one town. Never been in that town. Went to the town, started naming off buildings, people. Was like telling the wife like how they met and like stories that like only he would know. Like how are these other people going to tell them this little boy how to lie like that? And then find where the body is buried.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm just too optimistic, and I think that the story is true.
Yeah, because the story could very easily not be true.
It's more likely that the kids, you know, that somebody taught the kid to lie and it's made up. You know, I don't know. I remember hearing stories like that that are like, whoa, and then you later figure out like, oh, the kid was like, the grandpa taught the kid this bullshit and told him to lie about it, and or whatever. You know, the parent did it or or whatever.
I'll just say this: James Randi has got a very long history of offering a hell of a lot of fucking money for people to come and prove they've got some sort of supernatural talents. And to this fucking day, well, I think the prize has been withdrawn because over the decades, so many people got tested. Not fucking one of them, not fucking one, demonstrated a shred of fucking psychic ability. And he also came out here, Dick Smith's someone that's kind of like a famous philanthropist in Australia, and James Randi came out here and we did a whole bunch of testing with water diviners and a whole bunch of shit. They set up a paddock with water pipes and they got these diviners to come in who were also saw them. None of them, every single fucking one of them failed miserably, and they it was hilarious when they realised they'd fail. They go, "Oh, this test was yeah," and they tried to bullshit their way out of them. And it's like,
I'm not saying they're not bullshit.
No,
I'm not
I'm
saying a lot of it isn't bullshit. I'm just saying
I'm
some of the
saying,
shit makes you go,
Oh, look, something makes you go, but to this day, there's never been any scientific evidence of supernatural abilities being proven, and there's been plenty of fucking opportunities given to a lot of people, and every single one of them have.
I remember
fucking
James
failed.
Randi.
Yeah.
He's the older guy with the beard, and he would he'd like expose the people.
Yeah.
Right? Dude,
Yeah,
I remember
he exposed
that.
Peter Popoff. He exposed fucking that famous lady skeptic. He's exposed them all, mate. Popoff was caught
like astrology. I remember him going on about that. I believe.
Well, he caught Peter Popoff. Peter Popoff's that church guy, and what he'd do is he'd get people to fill out forms before the fucking service and tell them all of their personal info. And then Pete's wife would be sitting up in a room with all the fucking paperwork and feeding him info. And Popoff would be on stage going, "Oh, God's telling me that I've got to talk to a Patricia, and she's got a spinal problem." And this fucking lady would get up freaking out thinking he was a psychic. It's like, no, you actually told him all of this info about 30 minutes ago, you gullible fucking morons.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's not
Keep giving him your fucking money, you stupid pricks. So, and to this day, well, no, a whole bunch of people go and look into Peter Popoff, and what his latest scam is. It'll be a prayer rug or a prayer coin or some sort of shit where you send him money, and that will be a seed for your prayer.
Those are the dumb people, Renat.
That's the vast majority of the people that believe in psychic stuff. Is they're religious too. Oops.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
So my grandma, I don't know who this guy was, but like my grandma was listening to this guy on the radio. And he's like, okay, like some like Christian guy that can do whatever. And he's like, okay, I'm sure all of you have like a clock or a watch or some watch that used to work, doesn't anymore, whether it's the battery.
Uri Geller.
And then he like counted to 3 and made his prayer. And then like everyone was like, oh my God, they started working. Like, how does that actually work?
Yeah. No, because it didn't work, and that was Uri Geller. And Uri Geller is a fucking fraud. And he was caught out and proven to be a fraud by James Randi. And he was caught out on the Tonight Show by who was hosting? Jimmy Carson. They fucking, because he heard that Geller was coming on to the Tonight Show, and so the fucking host rung James Randi. He said, "How do I make sure this guy's legit?" And James Randi went, "Oh, leave it to me." And they basically blocked blocked him from getting access to the props. He tried all of these methods to try and get in and replace spoons and all. Like, they exposed fucking Uri Geller as a massive fucking fraud, and to this day he never recovered. Yeah, well, he kind of did, but he didn't. He's a fucking fraud, prick. Uri Geller, you're a fraud, doodah. Doodah day.
And on that note, guys, we have come to the end of the program.
We started late, though.
We did, but I don't know if
Bulls
Bulls
has got
stuff
things
going
to
on.
do. Yeah, sorry, mate. My apologies.
Thank you guys for liking, sharing, tipping. We appreciate all of you. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Red Eye. I love you both.
99.
And stay safe, guys. Wash your hands. Don't cough on each other. Don't be dickheads. Wear a mask.